What is up, everybody? Thank you for stopping in to talk a trio of CeeDee Lamb Dynasty trades. If you want to go ahead and skip to the first of three deals, by all means, go ahead. But before I get there, I just want to let you know my name is Chu. You can check me out here on YouTube and also on Twitter at Father Dynasty. So jumping into talking about CeeDee Lamb, 23.7 fantasy points per game. A stellar year for CeeDee Lamb, finishing as the wide receiver one. Compares pretty closely to Tyreek Hill's fantasy points per game of 23.5, but actually CeeDee Lamb edges him out, despite Tyreek's quest for the 2,000 receiving yard season. So CeeDee Lamb, career high in targets, receptions, yards, touchdowns, and actually included a couple of rushing touchdowns as well. Leading the league in targets, receptions, again, all around just a tremendous year. But 2024 it is the fifth year of his rookie deal, and I mean, I think the Cowboys are pretty well known for paying their weapons, so I do trust that they will come to some very lucrative deal with CeeDee Lamb. But more importantly, with the success he's had with Dak, that does tie him to Dak once he gets that deal. I'm assuming it's going to happen. Until I think Dak is under contract until through 2024, and there might be an out in his deal. With how it's been going, I do trust that they're going to keep Dak. Maybe a shorter extension added onto that once you get another year or two down the road. But looking at keep, trade, cut, trying to figure out his value in the dynasty landscape. So they've got him as the wide receiver 2. That's one behind Justin Jefferson and one ahead of Jamar Chase. I also actually have him as the wide receiver 2. I think that's fair. I know that Justin Jefferson had a injury-riddled season, lost Kirk Cousins, had Josh Dobbs, then no more Josh Dobbs, then Nick Mullins, Jaron Hall. So, again, I know not the ideal season for him. Word on the street, I think the rumblings have been that we might be getting a Kirk Cousins taking a hometown discount, so to speak, to stay in Minnesota. I can't remember where the report was. I know that came across the horn today, but so that would be interesting to get Kirk coming back, and I think in his age 36 season, I think we've got another year or two, possibly 3 of just the vintage Kirk Cousins, and I don't know. For the sake of Justin Jefferson, certainly, now you have the rookie, soon to be second year Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, so. That'd be great to see Kirk come back, run it back for sign a 2-year deal, and just ball out, do whatever he can to bring a Super Bowl victory over to Minnesota. So jumping into the first deal, this is a 12-team start 9 full-point PPR, no tight end premium. So this deal is kind of nuts. CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, and a 2024 second for 2 2024 firsts and the 2024 third. I mean, what? I mean, this is a no-brainer CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill, 2024 second. Because, I mean, unless you're saying that those 2024 picks are the 101 and the 102, if I'm being honest, even if that's the case, while I get it, this is super flex, so likely starting the 2 quarterbacks. So I get that there, but to be able to have 2 guys like this, the 2 receivers that finished as the 1 and the 2, Tyreek Hill, who has perpetually been finishing as a wide receiver 1, CeeDee Lamb, who's been steadily ascending ever since his rookie year, and to still get a 2024 second, which in this draft class, I mean, you could hold on to that and make that pick. You could trade back in 2025. I mean, I don't know if this kind of seems like an infatuation with the upcoming rookies. So, I mean, Lamb's not even that old. Hill, I guess is getting a bit older, but yeah, CeeDee Lamb, Tyreek Hill in the second. You know what they are, and then you still have the second, so you still get to make a move there. So, yeah, please take that side. Second deal, 12 teams start 10, full point PPR, half tight end premium. Half-point tight end premium. So, get a little stack here. We got Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and a 2024 second for Trevor Lawrence and a 2024 first. I mean, Trevor Lawrence at value has tumbled tremendously. I saw on Twitter someone was kind of talking about where they rank Trevor Lawrence in Dynasty, and they're kind of having that tough time even keeping him in the top 12. And as I remember my most recent rankings, I have him as the quarterback 13. It was a rough season for him. And if I'm seeing the other side, if I'm getting, again, I know this is just a traditional Dynasty format, so it's not a best ball or anything like that, but seeing the connection between Dak and CeeDee, getting them paired together, you still get a 2024 second, not bad at all. Again, if you're giving up Trevor Lawrence and having to add that first to it, so I guess maybe that's his depressed value and having to add the first with Lawrence to get this deal done. But I like getting two pieces that are pretty proven already on the team there and getting the second. So yeah, give me the Dak and the CeeDee side for sure. So jumping into the third of the three deals here. 12-team start 10 full point PPR, half point 10 in premium. So this one is a little more interesting, but it's pretty simple for me still. Brock Purdy, Calvin Ridley, and Devontae Adams, all that for CeeDee Lamb. Now, again, this is super flex, so I'm a big fan of Brock Purdy. I loved every minute of what was happening to him in his Mr. Irrelevant season, stepping in, doing well. I traded for him, I know, in one Dynasty league. I think two, actually, now that I think about it. Rode that through the offseason. They were saying, is he even going to be ready for the start of his second year? He was ready. He's been involved in a little bit of the MVP talk with just the efficiency and how well he's done with that San Fran offense. Again, I don't think it's going to be him getting that MVP award. I do think it's going to be Lamar Jackson at this point. But I also thought it was going to be CMC, but I think Lamar Jackson's pretty much cemented at this point. But, Calvin Ridley, I think what he ended up bringing to the table this season, for all the hype and everything, it's not Calvin Ridley that we remember. I don't know why they expect, we'd see these flashes where he'd have these big boom games, but then it would just kind of disappear. I mean, is that a function of how Jacksonville's offense was functioning? I don't know, because you also saw Trevor Lawrence, again, Calvin Ridley can't throw the ball to himself, so it's quite possible it was more of an offensive issue, maybe on the Trevor Lawrence or the offensive scheme side and not as much Calvin Ridley. And Devontae Adams, he's a bit older, but he's not done yet. Again, he had a strong season amidst a lot of fun there in Las Vegas. And the rumblings of, does he join Aaron Rodgers for the talent of their careers through some sort of a trade? Maybe, because also, I know the Raiders are looking for a new head coach, although I wouldn't be shocked if they do keep Antonio Pierce and just take off that interim tag and let him be the head coach going forward. Because, he's rallied the troops very much, so I do hope he wins that job there. But, yeah, despite there being the quarterback on the one side, there's no youth in those wide receivers. CeeDee Lamb, I trust what he is. He's a younger guy. I trust the Cowboys to give him a tremendous deal. He's going to be the alpha there for years to come, and I'm just not looking back. So CeeDee Lamb on that side. But that's the third of the three deals. Thank you for stopping by. Let me know what you think about any of these deals down in the comments. If you agree, if you disagree, love to hear that. And if you have recently done a CeeDee Lamb trade, a Dynasty trade, or are considering one, you maybe have one in the inbox, not too sure about it, drop it in the comments. Love to talk Dynasty trades literally every day, so please do it. But yeah, happy Dynasty.